So, I don't know. I just went and transferred title on the Camaro. And, it's, you know, I'll tell you something. The fucking, it's ridiculous between the county tax assessors and the technology and the big corporate companies and the greed, which that's what it comes down to. The greed of all of those involved that make the decisions for these places I speak of. The greed is beyond acceptance for me. Anyway, I mean, all the rest of you, listen, I've been there. I played along too for a long fucking time, man. For a long fucking time. I played along. I made them rich. I contributed to doing that. Just as you do. Every day. Every day. And I still, am forced to do it. I'm forced to do these things. To conduct business. To better my life. I'm forced to do these things. I'm forced to pay for these things. Forced. Because they fuck you. They got you. It's a chain reaction if you don't. If you don't pay Vinny, you can't do business anywhere else. If you don't pay Vinny, he won't let you. Gotta pay Vinny. Uncle Sam, whoever you want to call him, you gotta pay him. And in order to come up with said currency, you have to work for it. Or you got to hustle. Or you have to play the game that they played. What, lie, cheat, and steal? This is where ethics gets involved. This is where ethics and morality of what you feel the right thing is, that's where this comes into play. Just because they being a small number of people versus us being we the people, you're just gonna let them walk on you. You're gonna let them steal from you. I don't know how everyone else doesn't feel this way. Even the fucking extreme leftist fucking stupid idiot fucking whatever they got going, whatever their major malfunction is, even they are getting fucked as bad as anybody else. I mean, I don't understand. A part of me says it's got to be some sort of hypnotism or it's not. It's whether I'm sure it boils down to like a DNA thing that they have this genetic inequality that they can't deviate from in any way. It's got to be, because anybody would look at, in truth, what we do for our said government, which doesn't even work half the time, which the elected officials that we have handling this, they don't, great spot to park. You're in the hill country, right? UPS guy, pull off the fucking road. God, right on a hill. Anyway, the thing is that it's just, it's fucking ridiculous. So I woke up this morning and trying to go pick up my forklifts, and I made a phone call, tried to call this lady, come to the airport and get my forklifts, and my phone's off. Why the fuck is my phone off? I mean, I paid the bill. I explicitly remember the 23rd last month. I re-upped my it's prepaid, Straight Talk. And you know what? Because I'm done getting the shaft from the fucking companies, which I still am, but I have prepaid. And I'm not going to do the auto payment like they want to bribe you to do, because they take $5 a month off if you give them your fucking credit card number. I've been there, done that, and guess what? They take what they want when they want. And I'm not allowing that any longer. And so, but they still take a day off of my service every month. A day. I know it hasn't, 30-day contract. It hasn't been 30 days. It has been 29. Or wait, okay, yeah, 31 days to December. That's fucking horse shit. Pay it on fucking whatever. They're collecting a day. They're collecting a fucking day every time. I don't care what you say. You can't talk me out of it. I might be the stupid idiot, I guess. I don't think it's right. It's not right that I have to go physically to Walmart and fucking buy a fucking piece of plastic for $60 and then use Walmart's Wi-Fi, which downloads all my data to them and their system. That's another thing. All this data, all these fucking data centers going up everywhere, especially here in the state of Texas. We're holding everybody's fucking data. Let me tell you something about this fucking data. Like when you think you download something to your device, you think it's yours. It's not yours. It's never gonna be yours. It's not your, they call it intellectual property. It ain't yours. It ain't yours anymore. As soon as you put it on, you tap it into something, you know, forget it. And now they're holding it hostage. If you don't upgrade to Google's storage terms, or you don't agree to accept their policies and all that, well, guess what? You don't even have access to your data. How about that? You just give it to them, and you got to pay them to hold it. How about that? Is that fucking ignorant or what, man? I mean, I do it. I've done it. My shit's gone, and I don't even fucking want it back, because you know what? When it comes time, when somebody asks me for that, I'm gonna tell them you fucking pay Google. So what we should be telling this government is you fucking pay for it. We fucking done paid for it. Like you go to DMV. You want to go to DMV and get an ID card so you can cash a check that you work for. The banks and government are in cahoots together. We all know that. Fuck, you'd be stupid to think otherwise. But here's the thing. They still make you fucking pay. Not only is your tax money not enough, and the money that the bank holds back from you, yeah, like the whole fucking, yeah, I had a $2.99 subscription to Microsoft. And I got sick. They just took it. They kept taking it. And I don't use it. And I ended the subscription. I canceled the fucking whole thing through them. But they still want to hit my bank for it. And they came that I drained the account so they couldn't take it any longer. Then they want to jam me up. They want to hold my data hostage that I pay for every month. Go to a DMV, try to get an ID card. First thing, you better make an appointment, or when you go in, there's a kiosk right there, and you have to give them an email address or phone number. If you don't have either one of those, they won't even fucking talk to you. How about that? They won't even talk to you. You can't even get an appointment. So who's paying for your Wi-Fi? Oh, they'll go to a library. Go to free library. Yeah, you can go to a library and use the internet for free. If you can find a library, if you can get in there, and you know, the other thing is, then you're still putting it out there. You're putting your data out there because you have to use their system, which their system is like this with the ones you don't want to have. So you got to have a phone number. All this two-step verification, right? All these big security fucking questions and shit. The two-step, you got to have your fingerprint on everything, right? You remember as a kid when the time came around that we all had to get fingerprints in school? Remember that day? Remember we had to do it several years in a row. I did anyway. You go in and they fucking get your fingerprint thing. And they said, oh, it's going to be policy in case your kid turns up missing or something. You got their fingerprints. Who still believes in that? Do they even do that anymore? They probably don't need to, because they've got your fingerprints on the phone. They got kids' fingerprints on the phone. They got facial recognition software. You know, they read your face when you walk into a fucking Walmart. You know their security is up there with Las Vegas Sky in the Eye security. The facial recognition. And Walmart, they've got, you know, they've had the technology for a long time. You think all this shit's new? You're crazy. But they'll wait, like, all right, for instance, shoplifters that steal from Walmart, they get away with it. Believe me, and listen, I have confirmed this with the head of security for a Walmart store. right? And she knows. She told me all about it. How the security guys on the boots on the ground inside the store that are watching you steal stuff, they're always going to wear the same colored shirts. Like it's this thing that they do. So it might be one guy wearing a green jersey and one guy have a green jacket on or whatever, but they all wear the same color. That's how they keep track of each other visually on the thing. But the facial recognition software will allow you to steal up to $10,000. Or no, $10,000. Not up to, but right over $10,000 worth of merchandise before they get you. And they see every time you come into any of their stores. As soon as you walk through the doors, facial recognition. You had never seen that above the checkout counter where it's got the thing, it's got the yellow dots on your face and the camera? It's facial recognition software. And so it realizes that, hey, well, here comes a shoplifter. How much do they steal so far? Bing! And they add it all up because they got it all. Believe me, they caught you a long time ago. They caught you when you stole the fucking first thing. There's barcodes on shit. If you think that putting something in your pocket and you walk through those doors, you walk through those machines, and you think it doesn't go cha-ching, then they look back at the video of you in the store and see everything that you'd stolen in the past, and they add all that up. And as soon as you go over that $10,000 mark, that's when the Popo's going to be outside waiting to arrest you, and then it's a whole different crime. It's like a felony or something then, I guess. So, I mean, this shit's ridiculous, man. And here's the thing. You can't escape it. You can't get away from it because it's on every street corner in the world. In the world now. I mean, you go to these cities, like I said it years ago, Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I talked to a buddy of mine, was a sheriff's officer there, and he told me, he says, man, they got you as soon as you come across into the city limits. He goes, we got your plate, we got you, we know where you've been, we know what you're doing, we know who you're there to see. The predictability with the program tells us if you're a drug dealer, if you're fucking up to no good, whatever, it tells you your priors and all that. It's not a person sitting in a room logging this information on you. It's a computer program. And now that AI's involved in it, guess what? Do you trust AI? Do you really? Because AI has been wrong before. They failed me a couple times. They weren't accurate. I used them to bid a job one time, looking for. I mean, it's helpful. It did everything from taking a material account of what I needed for the job, the closest, most inexpensive place to get it for that quality material. It's great for that. But when it added it all up, I had to double check the numbers. When I did, it was wrong. And I'm sure if you use AI, I'm sure this has happened to you as well. What does it say? Oh, my bad. Oh, I'm sorry. I must have been mistaken. Make it cost you a job or bid. Then we'll see how much you trust AI. Look. At this point in time, there's only two ways out. There's two ways. We can refuse to do business this way. That means you're going to take a hit. There's going to be a certain amount of suffering involved because you won't be able to live life like we've been living it. But it's worth it. Anyone that's ever sacrificed anything in the past, it's been for a better reason. And I mean, what happened to the day that it's like there's men and women that lay down their lives for the way we live, whether they know it then or not. That's what they're doing. Once they get involved and then they say, wow, okay, so I didn't get sent overseas to kill people for our rights because we're in another country. That's, here's the thing. And those of our servicemen and women, they feel this. They feel it. So don't worry about the military. The government will not have them necessarily because they feel the same way. They have families at home. They're very, very upset about some of the things that have happened with our government in the past, and they feel remorse for a lot of the things they've done. I know I do. So when the shit hits the fan, believe me, the majority of them will be privy to why, and they'll be on our side. So don't think there's, some senators that are going to call the National Guard to come take you out of your home for no good reason. Don't think that they're going to allow that. They won't do it. They'll be at home protecting their own families because they know it's bullshit. Now, unfortunately, there will be some that stand their post. There'll be some to follow orders because that's the good soldier thing to do. However, let that blow over. Let it blow over and you'll be fine. But you got to let it blow over. If you don't want to get caught up in that, well then, look, there's going to be casualties. There's going to be a lot of casualties. And everybody's out to ensure that they're not one of them. Most people are. Then there's people like me that I don't care. I will fucking sacrifice everything. Everything. Not for an oath. Not for anyone. The same reasons our forefathers wrote out the Declaration of Independence. Same reason they have the Bill of Rights and all that stuff. That's why I'll do it. Because I believe in freedom. I believe in real, I hate even saying the good old American way because that all changed a long time ago. It's not that anymore. It's ethical morality. What's right. If you don't want to be a slave, because that's what we are. We're slaves. Half of everything we make goes to the government. Half of everything we earn, we work for, goes to the government in taxes. We pay to get fucked. We're paying for it in a lot of ways. I don't believe in that anymore. I just don't. I'm sure of it now. In fact, I don't believe in most of what happens. I don't believe I should be forced to work to have, things that are God-given fucking rights, man. God-given rights. Because I'm Christian. I believe in that. Now, if you don't believe in that, well then, whatever. Pay for it. I don't care. I'm done. I'm done. I'm going to do what I got to do to get by. And I know that's what a lot of people have been doing. But I'm about over that. I'm about the point to where, you know what? I don't feel like paying the government this year to renew the registration on my trucks. I don't feel like doing that anymore. And the problem about that is that they've got the executive system to do their dirty work for them. Because the day comes that I don't have a sticker on my windshield and I get pulled over because I don't have a sticker on my windshield and I refuse to pay these private revenuers to obtain one to drive on a public roadway, which I've already paid for, they're going to try to arrest me, maybe. And I'm not going to let that happen because I don't believe in that. I'm a free person. I can travel on a public roadway. It's a public roadway. It's for the public. I've paid for it. What's the problem? I'm not drinking. I'm not breaking the law. I'm not making it dangerous for others. So what's your gripe? Oh, I have to register with the state and pay them to do that. That alone is unconstitutional. Not going to do it anymore. So what'll happen is I'll get stopped for that, and I'll pull over because, they work for me. They're public servants. Public servants. To serve and protect the executive system. To serve and protect. Remember that. They're not your boss. If you're fucking around, like you're drunk, you're speeding recklessly, that's what we hired them to do. So don't do that shit. Don't try to harm others. But if I'm not registered, if my vehicle I own and I'm traveling in my vehicle on a public roadway, I'm not hurting anybody. I'm staying within the confinements of their speed limits, all that stuff. I don't break the law. As I'm not wearing a seatbelt. Oh yeah, seatbelt. Pull me over for a seatbelt violation. Seatbelt violation, huh? How is me not wearing a seatbelt protecting anybody else? It's my choice. Because I'm not wearing a seatbelt doesn't mean I'm driving erratically. Because I'm not wearing a seatbelt doesn't mean I'm putting anyone else in harm that's outside this vehicle. Or even in it. You see, we've allowed this shit to happen too long. And the longer you let it go, the harder it is. Y'all don't realize that? I mean, even I've got to fucking go along with the majority of you fuckers because you don't have fucking hair on your nuts. It's okay. I'll still stand up and protect you. Even though you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll still protect you. Because somebody's got to. You're incapable of it yourself. You chose to unarm continue to be unarmed and not have the training or the necessary means to protect yourself. I will protect you. That is the American way. It's my way. And I'm okay with that. I won't regret that. I would put my life on the line for that way. Not necessarily for any certain person, but for that way of living. I hope this is starting to sink into some of you. And simply because I know I am not the only one that feels this way. This is the general consensus of good people, of what this country was founded on. That's how most of us think. I know it's hard to be that one guy that starts it all. If that's even possible, because they got the media now, so no one will know about it. When I get in a fucking shootout with some sheriff's department or something, they come to arrest me for something or other, nobody will know about it. Nobody that will be willing to do anything about it. They're going to let me. It happens every day. It happens every fucking day. It happens. Every day, it happens. Somebody gets killed for standing up for the same thing that this country was founded on. Every day. By the executive system, or the judicial system, or the legislative system. Ultimately, legislature, that's at the top of that whole pecking order. Now, the legislature, your congressmen and women and Senate, that's what makes things change. Even though it's not worth anything, even though those who have all of it, it's got no value to them, they just know they want more. So what does that decipher as? just because certain things changed form, just because these little pieces of paper say something on them, does that have a real value? It's a fucking fancy piece of paper. That's all it is, money. And that changed too not long ago when y'all shit went digital. And you don't know it went digital? Well, how do you think your bank cards, your debit cards work? How do you think that, you can buy stuff online? It is already digital. Just because there's still some of that paper shit in circulation doesn't make it worth anymore. I spend every fucking penny that I will fucking get in my fucking grubby hands simply because any day, any time, the bottom falls out of that. And when I say it's not worth anything, it's not. Why do you think they quit making pennies? You know what? It costs more to make it. It costs them more, not us anymore, because we're not paying for it anymore. It's starting. Wait till dollar bills disappear. $1 bills. If you don't have exact change, well, guess where does that change go? Well, it depends where you're buying stuff. Back to the company, and it just gets circulated. It disappears. I'm fucking tired of this shit, man. I'm fucking tired of it. Aren't you? I mean, am I just at the point to where I don't have the capacity to keep getting fucked? Because that's what it is. I'm done. I'm done getting fucked. So my question, when are you going to be done? When have you been fucked enough? Let me know. I'm standing by. I'm right here, and I got your back.